What's going on, and welcome to another episode. And on today's episode, I want to convince you why you should never call yourself a short king. Like, just stop. I don't want to hear any more about short kings. You're not a short king. And if you are a short king, I'm going to convince you by the end of this video to stop being a short king. Okay? So let's get into it. The first thing I want you to think about when it comes to this short king thing is it's almost like saying, I remember when I was younger and I met this girl and she said to me, "You would be cute if you weren't short." And to me, that was like a backhanded compliment. Like, if I wasn't short, but I am short. So basically, you're saying, unless I grow another however many inches, that will be the only way you'll acknowledge that I'm cute. That was not a compliment. When somebody calls you a short king, that is not a compliment. That to you, to me, should be something that you're like, why the hell would I want to be called that? It's a backhanded compliment. And you don't need that. You can be a king without a qualifier. You don't need the word short in front of king. You could just be, why not just be a king? It's almost like having, when you play sports, right? Your team loses, but everybody gets a participation trophy. So you at this point, when somebody calls you short king, are getting a participation trophy. Well, you're a king because you're short. No. If somebody labels you as a king because you're short, that is not something that is going to make you feel good. Just like it doesn't feel good to get a participation trophy when you didn't win. The goal was to win. This participation trophy that you get for just showing up is like, just a slap in the face. You'd be better off not getting that trophy because, hey, at least then you're like, okay, well, there's some things I got to work on. But when you get a trophy for doing nothing, that has to be inside. Like, that's not okay. So, if you didn't notice, I'm against participation trophies. I want a trophy when I win. You should want to be a king because you actually have done the things to become a king, not because you're short. Why do we need to pay attention to your height? What does your height have to do with you being a king? You're either king or you're not. Short is just what you are in general. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you have Short Man Nation. Why do you call it Short Man Nation? I do call it Short Man Nation, but I never once told you to call yourself Short Man Nation. I call this channel Short Man Nation. I call this podcast Short Man Only because that is an identifier. I'm identifying the target market that I'm going after. I am not telling you to call yourself Short Man Nation. I am not telling you to call yourself Short Man Only. I'm just identifying what I'm doing. Now, I do have a name that I would prefer you call when you're a part of this tribe, but I'm not going to tell you that name yet because that name is so good, I have to make sure I copyright it before I even share it. It's that good. So I'm working on that. Bear with me. It's coming. You want to be, how can we become a king? How do we become a king? I think, in my opinion, you have to become a king by your own merit. Don't want somebody to just hand you a title. Earn it. Because when you earn it, you'll feel better about the fact that you got it. You won't, nobody can take it away from you if you know you earned it. For me, there are three areas that I would say make a good king. And I'm gonna describe them to you, and then, so you'll know. The first one is, a king is an empowers and thrives, embracing your worth and unleashing your potential with confidence and self-respect. It's about knowing your value, standing tall in your power, and thriving, size aside. Notice, being a king doesn't have anything to do with your height. It has to do with, are you taking life on? Are you enforcing your will? Are you confident enough to go after the things that you want out of life? That's what empowers and thrives means. He empowers himself to go after it. Now, if you're doing that, I mean, in my opinion, you're a king, because you're not just settling for what life has to offer you. You're saying, I'm going to go out and go do the thing. The second thing is achieves and succeeds, aiming high, hitting your mark, turning ambitions into achievements. It's about setting goals, overcoming challenges, and celebrating success, defining your kingdom by your victories. Think about this. Kendrick Lamar never said, "Hey, I'm one of the best rappers to ever live because I am short." No, he says that because he went out there and did the work, got the talent, figured out how to write songs, figured out how to produce, rap and all of those things. That's what he said he did. He never said, "Yeah, I got it because I'm short." Socrates never said, "Yeah, I owe all my knowledge, my wisdom, you know, everything to the fact that I'm short." Never once did he ever say that, ever. And think about how many books have been written about that man. What about Napoleon? Napoleon Bonaparte. He never once said, "I'm the greatest general because because I'm short." He didn't. He never said it. You're not going to find in any book about him where he said that. Same thing with Nate Robinson, who used to play in the NBA. He never said to himself, "I won the NBA dunk contest twice because I'm short." No, they set out goals and then they achieved them. And the success is what brought them the value, the accolades, the things that they went after. They went after something. First, they empowered themselves. They believed in themselves enough. And then the next thing they did was they actually aimed at something. They set a goal and went for it. That's what made them a king. And the third thing is leadership. Leadership and vibes. The art of guiding and uplifting those around you with a potent mix of support, positivity, and genuine care. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and inspired, leading not just with actions, but with the energy you radiate. This is so important because a lot of times we don't think about how we lead others and how we show up. How we show up for things matters. If you're a king, you're going to show up and do the things in step 1 and 2, which is empower yourself, have some self-confidence, and 2, go after your goals. And when you're doing that, you're empowering others around you. They're seeing you go for it, and that inspires them. And then you go and uplift them with your words and with your actions to let them know that you support them and you are there for them. To me, those things make a king. If you are on the path to doing those 3 things, you are a king. You don't need to qualify yourself with your height. You can just accept the fact that you are a king if you are doing those things. So I hope I have persuaded you to stop calling yourself a short king. It's a backhanded compliment, and it's crap. It's the dumbest crap I've ever heard. You know you're short, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, are you becoming the king that I know you are capable of becoming? And the questions we need to ask is, what do you do? What is your purpose? What are you going after? Like, I want you to think about those things when determining, your road to being a king. What is it you want to do? What are you going after? Who are you becoming in the process? Are you becoming a person that keeps his word and goes after the things he wants in life? What do you stand for? These are the things that matter. It doesn't matter. You don't want no qualifying title. It's just, "Oh, I'm a short king." Like, get out of here. You don't need that. That's not empowering. You need to empower yourself. And that's why I spoke to the first one. And we have to stop as short men, stop disempowering ourselves. We disempower ourselves when we talk about how always everything has to be, you start this label, "This is because I'm short." No, some things are just because, some people aren't kind, or some people are jerks, some people are this. But don't let your height be the reason that you don't become a real king. I know you can, and I'm rooting for you. So I just need you to go out there, focus on these 3 things, and stop calling yourself a short king. And get out there and build your kingdom. There's people that are waiting for you to do what it is that you're supposed to do. And I know you can do this. You got this. I'm rooting for you. Now, if you could like, comment, and share this video, it costs you nothing. But if you can do that for me, I need to reach other short kings so I can convince them to stop calling themselves short kings. All right? This is Jalal Wilson, and I am gone.